How domain name works. So let's talk about how domain name works. What exactly happens when someone types a domain name into their browser? You have an idea? How do they arrive on your website and not someone else's website? To understand that, we first have to have a basic understanding how the internet works. The internet is nothing more than a giant web of computers. Those computers are connected to each other through a network, and each computer has its own IP address. The internet is nothing more than a giant web of computers. Those computers are connected to each other through a network, and each computer has its own IP address. As already established, we use domain name so that we don't have to remember IP addresses. Yet, in order to associate an IP address with the correct domain name, you need a place where those relationships are stored. Sort of like a map that points people in the right direction. In the case of domains, the map is known as DNS, or the domain name system. In a nutshell, the DNS is a set of specialized servers that connect the correct IP address to the correct domain name. When someone types in your domain name into their browser, the browser sends a request to the DNS. The DNS will then look up the IP address associated with the domain name and pass it through to the computer that actually has the file that make up your website. This will fetch the content of your website and send that data back to the browser, which will then display your website to the visitor that type in your domain name. Think of your website as a virtual or digital storefront. You need this storefront, this structure, for people to browse and purchase your ware or whatever things you sell. But how do these people find your digital store? This is where domain name comes to play. Your domain name is unique. There is no other one just like it in all the internet. Your domain name is only meant for you, not someone else's. When someone type your domain name into their browser, think like Google Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox, Safari, or any type of browser. It's like an address that tells your computer where to go find your website. It is an awful lot like following a map or GPS. You need to know the name of the destination before you can punch it into your GPS to get there. Back in the early days of the internet, domain name does not exist. Instead, computers rely on a string of numbers called Internet Protocol addresses to find one another. If you typed the right IP address, you will arrive at the site you wanted to visit. However, how many string of numbers can you remember? You can hardly remember three. It's very difficult. It became apparently to the internet powers that be that using IP address was going to cut it. Humans have a hard time remembering long strings of numbers. But you know what we are good at remembering? Words, and specifically names. And so the domain name system was born with two main purposes. The same purpose that IP address have, to identify and distinguish web addresses, to locate web addresses. This is the work of domain name system.